Because you people are disgusting.
I'm going to start off by saying, just because I'm famous and I'm over the whole world and everybody know me, does not mean I don't have no money. Does not mean that I shouldn't get the help that I need. I'm not getting food stamps. I'm not getting Medicaid. I'm not getting nothing down here. When you type in my social security number, if it's saying that I don't make no money, I'm not making no money. Y'all have to count that. Now, I don't know what y'all doing, but it stopped right now with me because this is not right. Y'all don't want to give me my EBT because of bullshit, but because of mistakes that y'all have made. Everything y'all have asked me to do, I have did it. And y'all want to throw up because I'm famous, basically. I don't qualify. There's a lot of people that famous don't have a penny to show for it. And the reason I don't have a penny to show for it, because I have been solid bully since I've been on this app. With that being said, they take my weakness from kindness and do me any kind of way. Every time I let somebody come in and try to help me, they mess it up. They take my money. They do me any kind of way. And I need somebody to help me because this is ridiculous. My kids can't get Medicaid. They can't get food stamps. When you type my social security number in, be quiet. And they saying I'm not getting nothing from TikTok, YouTube, all that. They saying I'm not getting nothing. I'm not getting nothing. Your social security number do not lie. And the way that y'all doing me down here in the state of North Carolina, some got to give. When I came down here, I've already been. I've already getting everything I need. I wasn't getting stamps because I moved, so I didn't do my interview because I want to be honest. When I got down here, I cried. It been since June. This is fucking October. And y'all continually do me the same way. Because one of the caseworkers who did my case for the food stamp say that she know me and I be on TikTok. Just because, and whoever you is, just because I be on TikTok, that don't mean no money involved. You can't get nothing out of that, nothing. When you type my social security number in there, that's what you go by. You got to honor that. If anybody agree with me, make a comment. Tell me what way to go. Tell me what to do. Tell me something. This is part one or the story or some of the hell that I have been through in North Carolina. And I'm not finna keep sitting here and let y'all get away with it. Because this shit is dead wrong. It's dead wrong. How CPA keep coming and they ain't got no issue. It's dead wrong. How the police keep coming and there ain't no issue. You never gonna find it because I'm good to my kids. And for y'all to keep dragging me every single day, I'm sick.
I don't gain anything by lying to none of y'all. When I tell y'all this government shutdown on this 15th day of October, when it filters into the month of November, all the benefits that people are looking for and depending on is probably not going to happen. You guys are probably going to get them, but it's probably going to be delayed. Even the military is suffering right now. Government workers is suffering right now. But I'm going to tell you what this means for the U.S. This means crime rates is about to shoot through the roof. Did you guys know that this time of year, the months with the R's in it, September, October, November, December, especially November and December are the most stressful months of the entire year because people are already trying to figure out how they're going to rob Peter to pay Paul until tax time. And they have the government shutdown during the month of October that's leading into the month of November. That's going to be the third month with the R in it. That means we got 2 months left in 2025 with R's in it before we go into the new year. I believe robberies is going to go to an all-time high. I believe people are going to be going into stores, taking stuff off shelves. They don't care if they get busted or not, or go to jail or not, because they're going to have to choose, do we starve or do we feed our family? I feel like if this government shutdown is probably going to be one of the worst things that could have possibly happened. You have some people saying the government shutdown is beneficial because people are going to get a stimulus check of $1,705 potentially. But shouldn't people have got a stimulus check from that Doge, from that $50 trillion that was found earlier this year? I don't know. I feel like we didn't need a government shutdown for people to get stimulus checks, but it's a lot going on. I just feel like the crime rate is going to go through the roof, man. You guys let me know what you guys think. Do you believe the crime in your rate, the crime rate in your city is going to skyrocket, or you don't think that it's going to change? Even though this time of year, a lot of bad stuff usually happen. People are robbing and stuff. People are stealing. People doing home invasions. A lot of crazy stuff happens this time of year. But add a government shutdown to this mix. This is not a good concoction at all. You guys let me know what y'all think.
Baby, when y'all go grocery shopping next month, y'all need to be very careful, because apparently they already got started. Y'all know next month, a lot of people not going to get their food stamps and they SNAP benefits, and a lot of people going to be desperate and hungry. A Walmart employee came on here last night talking about how they had emergency evacuate the Walmart because people done stormed up in there trying to put stuff in their bags and be stealing. Baby, when y'all go to the grocery store next month, y'all better get in and get out. Don't be standing around trying to have no conversation with somebody from church. Don't stuff your buggy too full either. Get a few items and then leave. If you got to go 50 miles per hour out that doggone parking lot, go 50 miles per hour out that doggone parking lot. Or if you want to be that person, baby, buy somebody's groceries for them. Help them where you can help. Period.
I have recorded this video so many times. So this is gonna be the video that I'm gonna get out. I am a single mother who relies on SNAP benefits. I live in a women's shelter with my 2 children, one of which who will be 5 next week, and an almost 7-year-old. I work. I am continuing my education so that I can be the person that gets us out and gets us on our feet. But while I work and while I'm working to continue my education, I am restricted by their school schedules, restrictions imposed on me from living in a women's shelter. We have curfews that we have to abide by. We have to be inside the building at a certain time. I cannot have childcare come to me if I needed to pick up an extra shift. And because of curfew restrictions and other restrictions put in place, I can't take them somewhere to pick up a shift. So SNAP benefits are what gives me a footing. And while I receive child support, it's not enough. It's not enough to supplement with my paychecks and the frequency of which I am paid and the taxes that I pay on my paychecks. And I am not the only one, because I live in a women's shelter of women who rely on those benefits to take care of their children, because we found ourselves in positions where fathers refused to take on more responsibility. And it's not just those situations. There are so many situations in which families rely on those benefits who are families. And as many times as I've recorded this video and as heated as I have gotten, there's no reason why anyone should have to go without, because our elected officials are refusing to release the funding necessary to keep these programs floating. and to use blame and shame and guilt trips for the states who are trying to do what they can to subsidize these funds. I don't think that we really realize the depths that this is, the damage that this is going to do, but the women, the mothers, and the families, but the mothers especially, who are going to go without meals so their children don't have to. I know that I will absolutely be one of those mothers. There's so many words and there's so much rage right now because we should not be here. We should not be here.
Has anyone ever had this happen to them? I woke up to try to order groceries using my EBT card. Yes, I get food stamps. Don't fucking judge me. I'm a single mom of 5. I'm trying my fucking best, okay? I woke up to try to order groceries and it said that my EBT card balance was $1.17, and I know for a fact that I had over $400 left on that card. And I went to the transactions and it says supermarket, not even Walmart, HEB like it normally, it just says supermarket. And somebody spent $456 of my food stamps. And I know people are probably like, why are you crying? I need to know what to do, guys. 211 is not open yet. The 1-800 number is not open yet. Will they refund me my money back? I have small babies, twins. Okay, I'm sorry. I know it probably feels like I'm dramatic, but I have to feed my kids. Who does this?
So this is in regards to the food stamp situation and to the government being shut down and stamps not being available in November. I'm so tired of seeing people say like, oh, well, maybe if you had a job, you could get your groceries, or, you know what I'm saying, you wouldn't have to depend on stamps. I work full time. Thank you. And I do rely on stamps because guess what? It's not enough money in this economy for me to be able to pay bills and get stuff that we need and provide for my 2 kids. So yes, I depend on stamps and I have a full-time job. So please know that people out here depend on stamps is not because we out here just mooching off the government. It's because we literally need that to provide for our family.
So I just finally got confirmation that food stamps is officially cut for next month. And the thing about a lot of stereotypes is they say that if you're on SNAP benefits, you don't work hard, you sit on your butt and you just collect checks, when that's not the case. I work hard every single day. I get up every single day and clean houses, and I still rely on food stamps to feed my 6 children because the prices are so high. It's unrealistic to think about not having food stamps. Next month, I'm so terrified because 6 babies are always eating. Plus myself, I eat about 1 meal a day, but still. And it's like, they always say don't rely on the government. But sometimes, like in situations right now where the government literally has raised prices over 300% on just everything, eggs, milk, everything, you do have to rely on stamps, especially in my situation where I just got custody of 3 children on top of mine. So we need it. Like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm terrified right now. And I don't know if anyone else is scared, but this is scary. Like, Trump needs to figure something out. I don't know. This is so messed up right now.
About 2 months ago, I stopped eating dinner almost every night of the week so that my boyfriend and I could have enough food left over to have lunch the next day, because I personally need to eat more in the middle of the day to be able to accomplish all that I have to do during the day. By dinner time, nighttime, whatever. If I'm hungry, I can just fall asleep through it. It doesn't really matter. This was before we were about to lose our food stamps. Mind you, we both work. I've worked since I was 14 years old. I have a college degree. But because we have children and because aftercare and before care is too expensive, I've taken a job that's basically minimum wage so that I can be there to pick up my kids. I cannot fathom what we're going to do without that food stamp money, because if I already couldn't eat dinner with that food stamp money,
So yeah, I'm glad some of you are happy.
Did you observe the character of their tears? Some say they are working mothers, yet struggling. Some say they are terrified. Some say they are one missed payment away from starvation. Is this the character of a failed system or something else? Let's continue.
To all those that are losing their food stamps, now you're going to know what it feels like to be a real person. You could always tell the food stamp people when you're at the grocery store and they got a full cart of anything they want. But us Monday to Friday, 9 to 5ers, 40, 50, 60 hour a week people, we only grab what we actually really need for that week. Welcome to the real world.
I'm not usually one of those people that come on here and say mean, hateful, disrespectful things. If I can help it, every once in a while, I'll have something to say that maybe come off a little bit a certain type of way because somebody really pushed a button, you know? And one of the things that's pushing my buttons right now and it's making me want to speak my mind just a little bit is the whole thing with the food stamps, right? You're getting mad at people that are on the side like I am that say, no, you shouldn't be buying junk food and sugary soda with your food stamps. I've been on food stamps before because I had to. I was in a place where I needed them. I didn't live off of them though. I used them for as long as, you know, I needed them for and until I found a job and started building up my life. Food stamps were made as a temporary thing for people to help you get back on your feet so that way you could eat in the meantime while you're trying to get up, you know, back on your feet. But a lot of people are like, oh, the government's going to give me this handout for free, so I'm going to use and abuse this handout. Now, all the people, in my opinion, that are coming on here saying, oh, we can't buy these sugary things anymore, you know, we should be able to have a treat too. Well, then go work for it. And even if you have a job, okay, if you still can't afford the things that you want, you work harder. You get a second job. In my opinion, you're just lazy. Because I don't want to hear, oh, I can't go buy a birthday cake for my sweet little Susie or whatever anymore. You can make a cake. If you can't make a cake, well, you're just being lazy. There's plenty of tutorials online of how you can make a cake. Box cake is really easy to make. You could buy the box. You could buy the eggs. You can buy the oil. All those things that go into making a cake. And if you want a really nice special cake that costs $300 for the cake, well, then you work for it. You save up your money like everybody else has to. I have 4 sources of income and I'm working on number 5. You're just lazy.
You know how many people I've seen sell food stamps to get their hair done, nails done, their toes done, buy an outfit to go to the club, drugs? A lot. If I've seen it, other people seen it. You know what? That's why people don't give 2 fucks. I've seen people, women, get a new man. The man got the food stamp. Now, the food stamp is for her and her kids. The man has the food stamp card and he in the grocery store buying shit that he want. People see that shit. You know what? They don't give 2 fucks. You know, some kids go to school and get breakfast and lunch, no dinner, because mama done sold the food stamps for shit that she wanted. Dumb people don't give 2 fucks. And people are saying, well, what about my kids? Well, yeah, what about your kids when you had the food stamps, you out there selling them? What did you think about your children then? The fucked up shit that people do, people see that. So now people are like, I don't care. Life is about to start life for a lot of people. But don't get mad when people don't give 2 fucks. Because we see so many people out there abusing that shit that they be like, I don't give a shit. You know, what about my kids? What about your kids? When you was out there doing that fucked up shit with them food stamps, what about your kids then?
A lot of people are using EBT to buy food, which they put into plates and then they resell.
You guys have probably seen it on social media, Instagram, Facebook, wherever, where people are selling plates. They call it selling plates, and they buy the styrofoam separated thing. And some entrepreneurial hood types cook and sell plates. Now that's fine as long as you're paying the money and then you're making the profit, right?
Yeah, it really cuts your overhead costs when you don't have to worry about the margins because EBT pays for the food.
We're now learning that a lot of people are doing that with EBT and it's now affecting their business, this government shutdown. This is kind of a big industry in the urban community. Here's a Facebook group that I screenshotted. We Got Plates, Phoenix. And it's got 37,000 members for people who want to buy or who are selling plates. And so here's a story we just wanted to highlight because a lot of people don't know this type of scamming is going on. You won't believe how much prison time this Michigan black woman is facing for using her food stamps to fund her bakery. A Michigan baker refused a plea deal after allegedly misusing over $20,000 in SNAP benefits to fund her bakery. Now she's looking at serious jail time. She's looking at 10 years. Taliesin Teneyuke, 32, is accused of using her bridge card to purchase ingredients she used to bake and sell treats from January 2022 to September 2023 on social media. That's just one example of the kind of stuff we're talking about. Not only are they using it like a debit card to get whatever they want, like if this woman's running a bakery, she needs bags of sugar, bags of flour, powdered sugar. That's not what supplemental nutrition is. Yeah. It's not bulk bags of sweets, right?
So you're proving you can.
She bought soda with her food stamps, dumped it, recycled it, got caught. They're making her pay $23,000 back. Just saw the video. The lady went into the grocery store, bought some soda pop, went in the parking lot, dumped out all the soda. Cop comes up and says, "What are you doing, ma'am?" "I'm dumping out the soda so I can recycle." "Why would you go in a store and buy soda pop with your money if you're going to come and dump it out here to get even less money?" "Oh, I used my food stamp card." "You did what?" "I use my food stamp money. I do it all the time. That's how I get more money." "I'm going to have to report you, ma'am." "Report me to who?" "The state. I just saw this video. It's on here." I couldn't believe it. She's telling the story like, pobrecita, you know? And he reports her to the state. She gets a letter in the mail from wherever she gets her benefits. And the letter reads, "Because of you getting reported for doing this and saying that you do it all the time, you need to pay back every penny we sent you in the last year." The amount was $23,000. How does somebody what do you got to do to get $23,000 worth of food stamps in 1 year? Somebody do the math. Well, let's see. 2,000 times 12 would be 24. So she's getting right under $2,000 a month to buy food. How? She doesn't even look like she's from another country and came over here. I mean, she looks American. I don't get it. Somebody make it make sense.
Now, let's look at the character of contempt, the character of abuse, and finally, the character of violence. A 57-year-old man is beaten to death for his EBT card that is meant to provide his life's sustenance.
3 people in Texas have been arrested after beating a 57-year-old man to death for his food stamp card. According to the reports, a spokesman for the Amarillo Police Department said, "We were called to a residence around 2:00 p.m. and while we were there, we discovered a 57-year-old man inside of a home dead. After questioning a person inside the home, we learned that the victim was beat by 3 people over his food stamp card. The witness told us he was arguing with a woman about his food stamp card. She wanted it and he wouldn't give it to her, and she got mad, and she called 2 men over to come take it from him. And they pulled up in a black BMW, and after exchanging a few words, they started beating him up. First, they was just punching him. Then they started kicking him. Then one of them picked up a glass bottle and hit him with it. And they started going through his clothes, like making him empty out his pockets. And they took his food stamp card and cell phone and handed it to the woman, and then they left. So I brought him back to his apartment so he could recover. And he was like he had to use the bathroom. So he went in there and he stayed so long, I ended up falling asleep. And when I woke up to check on him, I'm like, hold up, he's still in the bathroom? So I called his name, no answer. I called his name again, no answer. So I just went open up the door. And that's when I seen him on the floor dead. And then I called y'all. All 3 suspects have been charged with aggravated robbery and murder.
When a benefit has become a motive for murder, has it stopped being a safety net and become a curse?
There are 42 million people in this country that need food stamps on a weekly basis. And we're saying people deliberately instead of Americans, because most of the people that are on food stamps aren't even from this country. 45% of Afghanistan immigrants are on food stamps, 42% of Somali immigrants, 34% of every immigrant from Iraq, 23% of Haitians, 59% of all illegal aliens are collecting food stamps, meaning that most of the people getting food stamps from the U.S. government and the U.S. taxpayer are not even Americans. Think about that. And we didn't know about any of this before the government shutdown started, but thanks to Democrats, we can confirm tonight that millions of Joe Biden illegal aliens, people who crossed the border when Joe was president, are now collecting food stamps from a program funded by hardworking American taxpayers.
Do y'all want to know what one of my first childhood memories was? Beside watching a bowl of watermelon, we had this green avocado bowl, and it was on my high chair. And I'm 48, and I remember this green plastic bowl flipping, and I remember watching the little piece of watermelon hit the fucking kitchen floor while my mom was getting screamed at by my drunk dad, who was a abusive alcoholic. After dealing with that for 2 years, she finally got the fuck out of that and made it on her own because he wouldn't let her work because it was easier to beat the fuck out of her, take her, by the way, from St. Louis to Texas, where he could do that shit away from her family. But one of my first childhood memories, when I really remembered shit, was when MTV was on and it had first come out and we were watching it on this little TV. It was a colored TV that my mom bought from the ring she hawked from that ignorant motherfucker that is my sperm donor. And at that time, she was trying to go to nursing school because my dad would not let her work. So she's at nursing school trying to make her way through nursing school. And I remember her crying over her books at night trying to do that shit while she worked a full-time job. And she was on fucking welfare and fucking food stamps. And that's what it used to be called in the 80s. It was called welfare. It was called, here's your fucking check. I hope you don't fucking die. Today, we have the TANF program put in place by fucking Clinton, by the way, to make sure that people get the resources that they need, like some education and all the help, right? And if you live in the right state that does that, right? Some states don't give a fuck about you. They spend the money on a fucking gym. That's what red states do with the money for poor people. But, you know, that was Alabama or Mississippi or some shit. They built a fucking gym on the fucking TANF funds. But most states use that money to help people out. And the food stamps are now called SNAP. And for this fucking bitch to come up in here and make fun of people who are receiving the fucking food for help while she's got Jesus, Jesus all over her fucking page. Jesus is watching you, bitch. And fuck you. You. But one of my first childhood memories was Reagan on the television. And I remember my mom crying because he cut food stamps. And my mom was like, what the fuck are we supposed to do for food now? And I remember we had to go into some church and beg for food. And my mom was so fucking embarrassed, I thought she was gonna fucking die. So fuck you if you are fucking making fun of anybody on SNAP or food stamps. I can promise you now. And yeah, I cuss a lot, but there's somebody watching you, and there's a time to flip tables, and the fucking time is right now. Fuck you. Any of you ignorant motherfuckers making fun of the poor, you will pay for that. Whatever little, beautiful little mansion you think you live in right now, if you're making fun of the fucking poor in America, and you're a fucking Republican, because you people are disgusting. The Republican Party is the most disgusting pile of fuck I've ever seen in my life, and they didn't used to be that way. They used to be a little bit ignorant, like they didn't like the homos, like me. But now, with what the fuck you people are doing right now, this fucking ignorant GOP fucking government shutdown, when you're in charge of all of it, you're gonna sit there. They can use some kind of nuclear option to change it. They don't give a fuck. They're trying to cover up the goddamn files. So fuck you. If you support that, fuck you.
This message is for all the people that are complaining that they're not getting their food stamps for November. What did you do with October's food stamp money? What'd you do? Did you stock up on pantry items and try to shop smartly? Or did you just go buy a bunch of processed garbage? By the way, you can thank the Democrats for the government being shut down and your benefits not coming through for November. Looks like you're going to be going to the food pantry for your Thanksgiving meal. I know a lot of food pantries hand out turkeys for Thanksgiving. All the sides and trimmings too. Lots of food pantries. You better figure it out. I'm sick of hearing you complain, honestly. You ever have this as a meal? I'm eating peanut butter and butter on toast. It's absolutely delicious. You should try it. And not for nothing, I saw this woman that said she was getting $1,100 a month in food stamps. Do you know how long I could make $1,100 in food stamps last in this house? There's two of us, but I do have my son over every once in a while, or my daughters over once in a while to eat. I feed them too, and we always got food in our house, no matter what. I would take a third job. I have two jobs. I would take a third job if I had to, just to make sure my kids ate. What are you doing for your kids besides coming on the internet and bitching that you don't have any money in your food stamps account?
And finally, the broken, dilapidated character of this politician. Just observe the spin. Senator Schumer claims Republicans are afraid of Trump. Really? Of course, this is a blatant lie. No man of principle is afraid of another man unless he is the enemy.
Just days before 42 million Americans lose access to federal SNAP food benefits, Senate Majority Leader John Thune has blocked a Democratic bill to fund both SNAP and WIC, which is the lifeline for women and children and infants. Republican Senator Josh Hawley has introduced a similar, more limited bill to fund SNAP until the end of the shutdown. But that bill doesn't cover WIC, and it does not reimburse states for costs incurred while there is a gap in funding. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says Democrats would support Hawley's proposal, but Leader Thune refuses to bring that bill to the floor.
The Hawley bill now has 11 Republican co-sponsors and many, many Democrats, including myself, Senator Klobuchar, and Senator Lujan. We have all co-sponsored the Hawley bill. Today, tomorrow, if John Thune would put it on the floor, it would pass overwhelmingly. But he's afraid of Trump.
On November 1st, SNAP recipients will no longer receive their benefits. That's according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. But here's the thing. Roughly 40 million people rely on this program to buy groceries.
People are calling us and hoping us to dispel this rumor. And unfortunately, they call and we have to tell them that it's true.
CBS News spoke to Mackenzie Libby, a staff attorney with Community Legal Services, about what we might expect now that those funds won't go out due to the shutdown. So how the SNAP program works is money that can be used to buy dairy, meat, produce, and other household goods. It's preloaded onto EBT cards. The good news is, if you still have money on your EBT card, you don't have to use it up before November, Libby says. Those funds will still be available. However, even when the government is shut down, recipients should continue to fill out the paperwork for the program, and they need to continue to report work requirements. The average SNAP benefit is $180 a month per person. That's about $6 a day. The majority of recipients are children, older adults, or disabled people who don't work. But most SNAP participants do work. That's according to a recent study. And according to the USDA, 73% of SNAP recipients had a gross monthly income at or below 100% of the poverty level in fiscal year 2023. And according to Libby, when the shutdown is over and the government is finally funded, recipients will receive benefits retroactively. So even though those EBT cards won't be funded on November 1st, if the government reopens in November, SNAP recipients will get their funds for the entire month.
This shutdown is 31 days now because Democrats want to give $1.3 trillion of benefits to illegal aliens. Weak people who believe this lie panic, and the system churns on into darkness, into brokenness. We have seen and examined the characters caught in the web of government dependency. The desperate, the fraudulent, the violent, the enraged, and the political actors who pull the strings. The system does not create good, moral, long-lasting character. It reveals bad character. The choice of which character to build is always ours. The choice is always yours. Thank you for joining us at Skolias Geneas.